which I'm outside on a curb and I'm at liberty to actually speak upon what is free form, aside from any niche personnel's opinion of their stakeholders, because the middleman has been exponentially chest puffed out. Folks, fun fact, we don't know the connection between Pangea and then the Northern America with Indian tribes, but there's one thing that Benjamin was told by Indians. You take one arrow, you break it, it's on the $1 bill. There's 13 arrowheads, apparently. It's like a dinner time story. You break one arrow, that's okay. You put 13 arrows together, you break it. This is from the Algonquin tribe. And it's harder to do. And he was speaking on the 13 colonies. The United States used to be 13 colonies. Now they're more than 13. We have more states than 13 colonies. We didn't know that was going to happen. But the printing press, the Algonquin tribe leader, he speaks on our history. And he saw what was happening in the future. And that's what he did. And this is an immaculate stance. Something on TV I saw, a war was ended from a kid knowing how to do suction cups. He pulled up on a box and it would go up. When he pulled up, he put suction cups under the box. He pulled up and he had a whole bunch of people in an army fighting nations pull up on the box, and they couldn't do it, like Excalibur and the stone. But this is just simple math with the Algonquin tribe leader saying put 13 arrows together, try and break it. You can't. The same trick without a suction cup, like that guy did on TV. Speaks numbers. Demystifying magic, why I don't like magicians. The best hiding spot is in plain view, and is that maybe why I like vlogging? Sandbars to greenery from swamp muck. Who's to say what's not good at best? And we'll go off with an outro of this cat because I'm getting into what you can't look at. Cars with windshields. I think I referenced license plates. God forbid me. You take a picture of one. A lot of people do, and that's how crimes are actually brought to justice. Enjoy the rest of this vlog. Who's the middleman? Well, let me tell you, folks, before I was the age of 18, we had the dollar menu. And in this dollar menu, it was in McDonald's. And now I'm collecting cans, lids. Let me be more specific because they're really not at all. If you've drinking from a can before, you have to crack the top, pop the top one time. It has a nose guard. I guess there's an extra thing you use with your fingers to crack a can, and it's what they would explain to me as a youth. It's a nose guard, so your nose doesn't go into the can. There's a before and after picture I'd love to show, but this is a ragtag channel. I don't have producers running pictures or a director explaining that I have to say this before that. If you don't know what I'm explaining, it's perfectly okay. Thanks for watching anyways. I have to collect those for the Ronald McDonald House, and boy am I willing to, because children who are born different, isn't that the starting point of everyone? I was born serious. That's what I told an adult today at my job. And boy, wasn't I. But for the Ronald McDonald House, if you can collect the can tops, put them in a cup, you get cents off of $1 for helping kids who are in need in hospitals who are born different. Isn't that a saving grace of any start of a introduction that needs no icebreakers? Folks, I stand behind the Ronald McDonald House for that. Example is more exemplified if you're in a high volume area, such as in an intersection near downtown. And isn't that a frequency that is high stakes with cars involved? When there's cars involved with cars behind them, that's when road rage is enhanced. There's a difference between country folks and city folks. When you have downtown in a small town, the cars behind the cars think they're in the city. And they'll stop at no exception to think that they're not. But in my lifetime, when there's a crosswalk that has had a different attribute exhibited in order for you to use it properly, as though it were not enhanced from a prior depiction, you will get nailed 9 times out of 10 in a high volume area crossing a crosswalk and thinking that you can. Ending the clip there. Got too hot on my heels. Gotta cool down my head. Hot head with cooling your heels. This guy in a rogue back street walking in a crosswalk backwards. You can get blindsided if you're running at nighttime and you hit the curb with the back of a car having metallic trillers, hubs where you connect the connecting to a hub of a metallic trailer. This is a Mortal Kombat Cetrion fatality if she had like a brutality fatality. Here's the Greenland. Well, the river used to be here. There's the river bank. There's the river drain line. These geese are taking full advantage of this. Look at all this gravel. Now, I'm not saying this is natural. I'm speaking on someone who was genetically modified and filler. Well, animals are GMO, and then plants are filler. Or plants can be GMO, and then animals can be filler if they're grown genetically modified. And we're learning how to construct and engineer cells so that you can have full-on mosquitoes that are robotic. They're cyborgs. When you have a human who's cyborg, you can have a human who is half pig, half human. But to have a genetically modified human, well, that's cyborgs. And if you want to eat their meat, it would be GMO. The main point in case, the GMO of seeds were meant for pesticides to have not pests crawling over your fruit and vegetables, so you genetically modify the genes so they don't have it. But as far as that goes for GMO inside of meat, it's harder to grow or easier. That's besides the point. What's more profitable? Also besides the point. From a health standpoint, you've got to understand GMO is meant for pesticides to be sprayed less over your fruits and vegetables, so they genetically modified that so that they would be able to have less of pests. So from a positive standpoint, me being totally unbiased, that's GMO at its finest degree. And when it's animal GMO, that's might as well be lab grown, because that's genetically modified prima facie. And the same going says, George Washington was British. We're all off of his land. And I know a person from their country when I see them 8 times out of 10. It's an ability I have. I'm not psychic. I just can read stuff because I'm part Indian. And so the fact of the matter is that we took over Indians' land being British. If you're, George Washington's heir, and where was Abe Lincoln? All these heirs of presidents after George Washington their lineage. It isn't racial off of that, but it literally is from Pangea standpoint. And any Indian will tell you they're not an archaeologist or a geologist at any point for making claims on Pangea when it comes to the origin of Native American Indians in North America. But again, that's a context of racial division that clearly has roots in what is scientifically pronounced as evolution, and that's political AF. So that's the end of this clip.